So as a result, they are proceeding to show up in Parliament on Tuesday to take their rightful place as a majority in Parliament until the final determination of this particular matter.
I see. Let's go back into court and how things proceeded there, during the hearing of this matter.
Well, so first, it's an ex parte motion, and for those connected with us who may be unfamiliar with that, then it simply means that you filed a case against someone, and you filed a process in which that individual you filed a case against is not made aware of the process that you filed. And so they filed a process asking the courts to hear them today on a request that they put on hold the orders that were issued by the Speaker of Parliament yesterday. And so once that request was made today, it meant that the Speaker of Parliament, the Attorney General, who were parties in this particular case, did not have representation. So the court basically heard lawyers for Alexander Martin, the majority leader, who were represented by Patricia Abedi, as well as former Attorney General Joe Gase was also part of the legal team. And so once the panel started, the Chief Justice herself presided over the panel together with other 4 judges. And so once the case was called, they heard the arguments from them. And the arguments they made essentially were to the effect that the decision that the Speaker delivered had far-reaching consequences, in that it's denying people of representation, it's affecting the rights of those members of Parliament who were not even given a hearing in the first place, and that there's a pending case, a case that has been filed challenging the move as to whether there is a basis for those seats to be declared vacant. And so the point they made was that, look, if this matter is outstanding, why should the Parliament of Ghana be proceeding on it, especially when it was brought to the attention of the Parliament? And so those were the arguments that were advanced by the lawyers. And once they made those arguments, the court then went on a short recess to consider the arguments and come out and deliver its ruling. And so the court went on recess. Then when it returned, the Chief Justice herself read the ruling, indicating in simple terms to the effect that, one, the Speaker of Parliament was aware of the pendencies of this particular matter. The court said that the justification the Speaker had given about the fact that the service was not carried out on Monday, the court said that that was not satisfactory, and that they were aware of the process. And it again says that the issues that are raised in the court matters are serious constitutional issues, and the directives that have been issued by the Speaker has far-reaching consequences, in that it means that for an indefinite period, these 4 constituencies will be without representation immediately. And so the court said that on that basis, it believes that there are serious constitutional matters that it's ought to hear and determine. And so on that basis, in fact, even the request that had been made was asking for a suspension for 10 days. Ordinarily, ex parte motions and orders that are granted last for 10 days. But the Chief Justice, in delivering a ruling, did say that this order that is issuing, one, suspending the Speaker's directives declaring the seats vacant, will be enforced until the determination of this case. And number 2, Parliament is to recognize the 4 individuals as members of Parliament and allow them to show up in Parliament and perform parliamentary duties until the determination of the matter as well. And so those were the 2 main points. But beyond that, the court has issued written directives to guide how the case should proceed. And so the first directive is that within 7 days, because earlier we had all made the point that, look, there are constitutional processes that ought to be followed. Ordinarily, when you file a case within 8 days, you will have to enter appearance. Within 14 days, you have to file a statement of defense. The court is now saying that within 7 days, it expects that the various statements of defense by the party should be filed. Then beyond that also, after that 7 days again, they are supposed to ensure that the memorandum of issues, which is simply the lawyers spelling out what they believe are the legal points that this case has to be centered around, they have to also file that as well. And once they file that, then the next stage will be that the court will have the hearing. And so within some 14 days, we see some action taking place. But the conclusion of it all, if you are joining us, is that the parliamentary situation prior to the Speaker issuing his directive has been restored by the Supreme Court. It's still 137 plus 1 for the NPP and 136 for the opposition NDC per the orders of the Supreme Court issued a short while ago.
And here, but thank you so much. There'll be more on this.